tender fraud and corruption relating to procurement of protective gear top of the agenda at an ANC NEC meeting this past weekend. The party's top brass are supporting President Ramaphosa's call for a full investigation. Our political editor Vuyo Mvoko has sat down with the ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule, whose sons have also been linked to the tender debacle. Vuyo, good afternoon to you. Before we talk about the SG, where does the party stand then with this investigation that's being touted?
Well, the ANC in Gauteng has launched an investigation. They've asked their integrity committee to look into the issue, and that committee has been given 4 weeks within which it must be able to conclude its work. But parallel to that is, of course, investigations by your SIUs and other state law enforcement agencies. So those processes are continuing. Now, at the weekend, the ANC had time, the ANC leadership that is, to have some conversations around corruption and a whole lot of other issues. And they issued a statement yesterday where they made an incredible claim that they had taken some tough decisions around corruption. But when you look at the 5 pages that constituted their statement of the outcomes of that meeting, you could hardly see anything that actually points to tough decisions being taken. So in the conversation with the Secretary General of the ANC this morning, I said, look, you make this incredible claim in your statement, but that very statement tells us nothing about these strong, tough decisions that you've taken. So you said, oh, well, we've asked people to approach state law enforcement agencies, report the crime, and the ANC supports the call by the president and the government to say, let's weed out corruption. It pains us that some of our own comrades are involved, but we're saying the state law enforcement agencies must do their job. However, the state law enforcement agencies mustn't be used to fight agendas. Now, he couldn't get into the detail of that. I tried to probe, say, what are you talking about? Are there people who are being lynched because they happen to belong to a particular faction or the other? I said, no, we're just saying that we must be consistent, look at the private sector and the public sector. Don't just target the ANC or certain individuals within the ANC. Take a listen to a bit of what he had to say.
We have talked about corruption. We have talked about concerns of our people during these difficult times of COVID. And we have always talked about corruption all the time. And that's why you have heard the president talking about multi-type of agencies coming together. And we are saying to law enforcement agencies, do your work without favor, without prejudice. Don't be influenced by the media. Don't be influenced by leaders, politicians. Do your work objectively. And I think that's the message we're actually saying. But fight corruption wherever it is and deal with whoever has done something wrong.
We've heard the SG speak from that script in the past, haven't we? Did you speak to him about his sons who've also been linked to this debacle?
Yes. His 2 sons reportedly got tenders from the Free State government. Again, those tenders have to do with PPE. The Secretary General of the ANC is saying, why? Why shouldn't our children, our families, do business with the state? The people who are in senior positions of the ANC who have gotten rich are now multi-millionaires, if not billionaires, did that by doing business with the state. Same goes with the private sector. It does its business with the state. So why shouldn't our families? So not mincing his words there, saying there is nothing wrong with his children doing business with the government.